Hey, what's up, guys? We're in the RV again. Hopefully, our rooster doesn't interrupt us. But as you can see, I've forgotten my tripod again, and we're going to get through this. Let's see, last week. Da, 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 da. I discovered something very cool. I think this is very cool. And I'm probably actually going to buy one of the replicas just because of this. They sent when I opened up the package with all the parts in it. I noticed some packages that looked longer than they were supposed to be, and without even telling me, they shipped 500 millimeter barrels with the shrouds for them, like the 400 millimeter shrouds. So I took a picture of one on a gun, and here's that. So I'm super stoked about that. But they also sent two 400 millimeter barrels, and those are gone. So all I've got left is 500 millimeters, and those are going quite quickly. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I think it was like a week ago. Not this last week, but the week before that. I was reminded of an issue that sometimes a Jaws will have, a Superbird will have, excuse me, and I believe it has to deal with harmonics. What will happen is either 2K or 3K will malfunction and it just won't work right. It'll still shoot, but it just sounds awful, and it's not doing any damage to the gun, but it just doesn't work right. So some of you probably already know about this, and in the past it hasn't been a big deal, but I don't think I've ever mentioned it on camera. And yeah, I do mention the negative stuff, um, just so we can know about it and kind of collaborate together to get past it. Because a lot of the times I'm the only one trying to work out this stuff, and just emailing back and forth people telling you about the problems. I mean, a lot of times you're brand new to this, have no idea what's going on, like what the hell is he talking about. But a lot of times just having you guys as a sounding board gives me ideas to try. So what I think I'm going to try is, long ago when I started chasing down this problem, what I noticed is that I could affect it, but it would go from, say, 2K then to 3K and back and forth. So it was really annoying. Um, what I want to try is, next time I run into one of these with that phenomenon going on, is to take the valve, the solenoid cover off, and right there where the junction is, where the valve body meets up with the barrel nut, I want to put a C-clamp on that and see if it works, because Freebird doesn't have this problem. There's such a solid junction there. There's no way anything can flex. And if that cures the problem, what I then want to do is revisit the dual hook valve bodies. So hopefully that'll solve the problem. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I had a, a temper tantrum about the dual hook valve bodies because the pocket was too deep. Well, recently what I've been doing with builds is the magnet mod inside the valve body, and it makes tuning them way easier. And they always always tune. It's not like you get to a point where it's like, oh, I just can't tune it. It's going to have a new valve body. So that mod saves me a lot of time, and it also allows you to shoot things like CO2, lower pressure, and whatnot. So what I'm planning on doing is, if all that works out, and I indeed figure out that it is harmonics and the valve bodies work, I've got a very few of those left. I don't know if they're being made anymore, but in addition to the dual hook valve bodies, if they work, I'm going to try to be thinking of something else that we can do instead of the dual hook valve bodies. Maybe there's something really simple that we can do. Alrighty, let's see. I've got a couple of tips for you. Actually, it's just one tip, but it's really cool. Hang on. Lately, I've been getting quite a few requests to do a shooting video. I would like to do a shooting video that's actually entertaining and not just me shooting into a big pile of moving blankets. But that's really hard for me. As you see, I live right on the outskirts of the city. I do have some plans to do a shooting video. It's just the stuff that I want to shoot. It isn't stuff I want to shoot inside. So I'm working on that. I'm trying to get there. Ta-da! Alright, if anybody has ever had to use RTV for anything at all, you know that the way it is used is you go buy it at the store every time. And if you put the cap back on it, you might as well throw it away, because you're going to need it 3 years from then. And when you go to use it, you will find the entire tube is harder than a billy goat's dick. So, to prevent that, I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, man, I'm just going to cut off the bad and throw this in a vacuum seal bag. So there is my contribution to humanity. And it also works with things like caulk tubes, any other thing that you open up and you go back to after any amount of time, and it is completely dried and cured. All right, so you're welcome for that. And now I have a favor to ask of you. I can just explain this one. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of videos on ultrasonic cleaners, and somebody mentioned that they'd gotten affordable, so I went on eBay and I bought one of them. And in some of these videos that I've watched, people were putting the parts or whatever they wanted to put in the ultrasonic cleaner in Ziploc bags, plastic jars, glass jars, whatever. What I want to know is, if you've been down this rabbit hole, if you've ever done any testing, like just parts in the open in the same solution, as opposed to parts in like a plastic bag or jar or whatever. Is there a difference in the way things clean? Alright, guys, let me know about that in the comments, and thank you in advance, and I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna try to get all of that harmonics testing on film, and I'll be letting you know how that goes. You know, it's odd because hopefully one of these builds I'm working on has that problem. Alright, later.